Okay, let's get started. Hello everyone and welcome to Coffee and Croissant today. Today it would only be right if I made sure we had the other Louise present in the school. Today we're going to be looking at phase 4. If any of you have been to Louise's phase 4, you'll see she's really excellent at making sure the judgments gets changed, the golden tickets, the rewards. And I think it's something that we could all benefit from, seeing how we could improve our own practice in phase 4. So we're going to be hearing from Louise about her phase 4 today. So over to you, Louise.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to my session. So what I'd like you to first of all do is write down anything in the chat box that you think needs to be in the phase 4 according to the EDI framework. So what needs to be in that phase 4? What should happen in that last part of the lesson? And I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Fantastic. Thank you, Georgia. DPR changes, judgment changes, praise, KO judgments, golden ticket, merits, review, DPR updates. Fantastic. Well done. And then after you've maybe done the DPR updates, thank you, Nick, the corridor expectations. And then how should we have them leaving your classroom? How should they leave the classroom? Fantastic. Row by row, reminding of the corridor expectations, filtering out single file row by row. Fantastic. And standing by the door. Absolutely brilliant. I think we've got all of the things that should be included in phase 4. So we should be displaying our KO class view, reviewing the learning from the lesson, making changes live and celebrating this, recapping who has the merits, the golden ticket, and highlighting any positives from today's lesson, ensuring a slick, established pack-up routine, and counting down to ensure that this is done speedily, and then reminding students of the corridor expectations and dismissing them row by row, while being 1 foot in, 1 foot out to ensure that you are both keeping an eye on what's going on inside the classroom and also what is happening in your corridors. Thanks so much for that. I think we've got all of those there. So reflecting on phase 4, I want everyone to have a little think. What do you think you do really well with regards to phase 4? And what are the reasons why sometimes phase 4 isn't the way that we'd like it to be? What sometimes goes wrong with phase 4 and any possible reasons why we think phase 4 might go wrong? If you just write number 1 or number 2 next to your answer. Thanks, Georgia. I'll go through them in a few seconds. I'll give you about 10 or 15 seconds because I'm conscious of timing to make sure that you've got some chances to show your ideas. Really good ideas here. Okay, so we've got from Georgia, one of the problems that she sometimes faces is the timing or the pace. Isabel has also reiterated that with timings and pace. Masnu, something very similar with phase 3 overrunning, linking into with that timing. Teacher talk, eating into timing from Sam. So lots and lots for number 2, talking about the timing, especially in a single lesson. Really good point there, Hanifa, about it being just a single lesson. Okay, some of the positives are rewarding, giving the merits, using the visualizer. Fantastic. Okay, guys, well done. Okay, some really good ideas. Now, this is what I came up with, okay? The main problems stem from timing. Students might be at different stages in their work, so you feel like you want to give them just that little bit more time so they're all at a good point in their learning. You haven't been thinking about who you are going to reward from that lesson. So at the end, you're kind of thinking, oh, actually, who has been shaping their answers, who has been giving good responses. You'd rather give them a little bit longer to write. You'd rather just get that a little bit more in their books. Maybe you don't feel that there's been enough in their books and you've run over time and you realize that there is a class waiting or your bubble needs to be taken out. And these are all really common things. And I think ultimately, all of these kind of link with putting in your timings and making sure that you keep your timings tight, which is, of course, a lot easier said than done. I think this stems from the idea that phase 4 can sometimes be an after 4. So with regards to this, it's all about the planning of your phase 4 and signposting it in your lesson planning. So instead of it just being the 30 seconds at the end of the lesson, looking at the time and running out of time and very quickly just being like, okay, quickly pack up your books and go out of and quickly sending them out of the room. Instead, it needs to be something that you're really thinking about as you go through the lesson and keeping an eye on the time. Now, of course, this is obviously easier said than done, but some of the good things that you can do to try and help with this is making sure that this planning is in your lesson. For example, having a slide for the golden ticket in your lesson, having a time when you're going to be updating DPR within that lesson. In addition, what I sometimes do when I go and do lesson observations, and anyone's obviously welcome to come in and do the same thing to me, is having that kind of outdoor open door policy where I might go in and ask the teachers, oh, so who's getting the golden ticket today? Who's been excellent today? And it can kind of serve as a nice reminder of who's been excellent and reminding staff to make sure that they're offering those golden tickets. Also, I often get students to remind me at the end of the lesson and utilizing them. Usually they'll obviously want these golden tickets as they can cash them in. So it's something that we can really encourage. What I have done is I've taken a few videos from the history department showing various parts of phase 4 in action. So the first one that I'm going to show you, and I'm not going to show you the full videos for all of these because some of them are a little bit long, but hopefully we'll be able to see all the different key parts in action. So the first one is of Isabel Royce updating DPR using her memory KOs. Okay, so using the starter recall activity to then update her memory KOs. Okay, so what we have here is Miss Royce going over to her desk. Okay, she's got her memory KO up and she's about to ask the students to share with her what mark that they've got. So at this point, she's asked them to be in slant and she's asking them to share her marks with them and then updating the memory KOs as a result of this. So that is what's happening in this part of the lesson.
Very well done. Secured, Fazer? Still secured. Ashton?
I got 3 out of 4.
Still secured. Zara?
I got 3 out of 4.
Still secured. Rebecca?
3 out of 4.
Still secured. Mahek? Very well done. That's still secured. Yassine, not here. Ryan? Done you. Maria?
3 out of 4.
Still secured. Dennis?
And this is me. What we've just done is some green pen, fix it, which is what's on the board behind me. And then I'm going through and explaining to the students what is going to be happening in a second.
Well done, year 10. Okay, so when I call out your name, you are going to give me your score out of 16. So you've got 2 marks out of 8. You need to tell me your score out of 16. So this is K14 that we are updating. Okay, so Manna. Sorry, 13. Could you please make sure you speak loud enough so I can hear? So 10% louder, staying in slant, and remember your Cumberland full stop. Go for again for me, Manna. Thank you very much. Okay, you're staying secured. Charlotte? Charlotte, 10% louder, please. Still 10% louder. 14, Miss. Fantastic, that's staying secured. Abdul? Well done, staying secured. Molly isn't here. Macdam? 8.
It was actually from
Okay, I'm gonna have to move it down.
review
Amra?
lesson where we did some assessment feedback. So we actually spent quite a lot of time updating DPR because it was such an important piece of work. And what I did was live in front of the students, I'm updating the work. A couple of students came in halfway through as they were doing their exam in another room, so please ignore them. Okay, and you can see the changes in judgments being made, getting students to tell me their marks.
Thank you very much, and beautiful shape there.
Then after I did that for a while, at this point, this is where I'm giving the golden ticket. Okay, and I'm explaining who got it. And in this case, it was Khadija who received the golden ticket.
Applause, please. Thank you very much. Okay, right, if we could please shut our, not yet, when I say go, not a second before, Petra. Shut our test papers, put them in your books, shut your books and put them to the ends of the rows. And I want that done in 10 seconds. 10, 9.
This last part is from Mr. Penn, and he is giving the end of the lesson.
And 3,
He's already done.
2, 1, and slant. Everybody in slant facing me. That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone. So, what I'd like to do, and not a moment before I say, I'd like you to pack up your books, pack up all your equipment. I will collect your books so you can leave them where they are. And I'd like you to stand behind your desk in slant. Could you please go in 3, 2, 1, off you go. Quickly, Year 9, you have just under 30 seconds. Fantastic. 20 seconds left. Ten seconds. Okay, we're done. A bit early. Charlie, quickly, blazer on. Thank you very much. And 3, 2, 1, and slant. Absolutely outstanding, everybody. So, today's golden ticket for utterly outstanding work for securing key objective 4. I'd like to say an enormous well done to Ishmael. Round of applause, please. And thank you. Right, when you are moving around the building, I want you to be walking on the left-hand side, in single file, in silence, going directly to your next lesson. I will dismiss you one row at a time. Please, starting with this row, off we go. Thank you very much. Everybody else staying in slant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And we're just going to move on. I will share them with you earlier, but I know it's coming up to 8 o'clock. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, fantastic. I'll pass back over to Louise.
Thank you so much, Louise. That was really great as well. It's really nice to see the history department, and we actually got to see almost the different phases of it. And I think what was really clear is, in some ways, it's actually easier to see without the sound, you could see the teachers really owning the front of their classroom, and you could see the enthusiasm with when they're speaking. You could see Nick, all the gestures, you almost knew what he was saying from all the gestures that he was doing. It was clear what was then going to happen next in the lesson, and that it was really being treated as a separate phase. It wasn't someone was just logging off on their computer and saying, hurry up, hurry up. It was, they'd clearly thought out, this is what we're doing now, we're doing our golden ticket, then we're going to leave calmly. And it's the sort of summing up of the learning of that lesson that we'd like to be seeing in every lesson. So that was obviously really brilliant by Louise, and everyone's giving you rave reviews and thanking you. So everyone enjoy the weekend when it comes, and thank you very much for coming today. See you later.